I'm working with senior leadership teams and I ask the question, do you know your culture? I then re-emphasize it, do you really know your culture? Now the answer around the table is always the same. You know, I look around and everyone's there confident, the chests are puffed out a little bit, and of course, yeah, we know our culture. Phil, I've been working here for 10 years, we know our culture intimately. In fact, we have a very specific culture. And then of course I say, great. So explain to me, tell me, I'm new today, I'm starting with your company, tell me what your culture is. Now the interesting thing of what happens right then is the room goes very quiet. People start to ponder, they start to reflect, they start looking at each other, and after a while I say, come on guys, what is your culture? Tell me your culture. A minute ago you were really confident. And they say, Phil, I feel the culture, I know the culture. Well, that's great, tell me what it is. And then what happens is people start saying things like, you know what Phil, we get stuff done. Or, you know, we're really passionate here, we're really loyal to our cause. And I say, well that's really great. But if I'm just joining the organisation for the first day and I'm sitting down with you, one of you say the culture is getting stuff done, another one says being passionate and loyal, someone's about being, I don't know, determined to get things through. But the reality is you're saying different things and I'm going to get a different result from each one of you. And to be honest with you, it's all going to be pretty thin. And what we find is in the reality, whilst we feel the culture, whilst we are absolutely certain we know our culture, and I believe that to be true, the problem is we find it very hard to explain what it is, particularly in any detail at all. And what tends to happen because of that is we have these things called interpretations of the culture. So different leaders on the senior leadership team have different interpretations. It's very similar, but when they describe it differently to their teams, and we end up with subcultures that are not aligned. So one of the things we've done is to create a basic structure. It's a structure to say, look, this is what culture is. And one of the things we've also done is embed strategy, as I'll show you right now. So to us, if you're going to describe your culture, there are 5 levels that you need to understand. The first one is your purpose. And your purpose is, why do you exist? Why do you exist? And this is about the end outcome of what you do. It's about the outcome of what you do. It's not what you do. And the mistake we see people make on purpose is they talk about what we do. What we do is this. No, that's great. You deliver this service, you deliver these products. But what is the outcome of that? Why is the world a better place? The second level is your commitment. The commitment is the number one thing you must do to achieve your purpose. What is the single most important thing you as an organisation must be aligned on through all of your leaders, through all of your team, to make sure that your purpose is actually achieved? We then talk about the priorities, and the priorities are made up of your strategic pillars and your strategic imperatives. So the pillars being based on a balanced scorecard, and what we like is people, customer, financial growth, innovation, and sustainability and community as the 5 pillars. Now they need to be in your language, but they are the pillars. Then what happens underneath that is you create short statements that bring those pillars to life. They're called imperatives. These are the things that your strategy is driven from. So what is the short statement under people, customer, financial growth, etc., that brings it to life? The fourth area is your foundations. Now foundations are really interesting. They are actually like your legacy cultural things in the organisation. What has made your culture, what has made your organisation famous to now? What are the things that you've done over a long period of time that have made you successful? We don't want to lose those in here because some of these words might not capture them, so we need to call them out and say, look, this is who we are as an organisation, this is who we've always been. And finally, what are our values? Now most organisations have these done, and our values are the way we behave, the expectations of behaviours, the way we work together and the way we work externally in the communities. And as I say, most organisations have those pretty nailed and can probably describe them. The issue is, how clear are we of the other factors of culture that are necessary to onboard and induct people into your organisation? Culture is about being able to live it, but it's also being able to explain it. Hope this has helped. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.